Morning, Pete here. Just out on the Himalayan this morning. I've just been to see the grandkids. Had to do a bit of shopping for the wife, so just thought I'd have a little ride out in the countryside on the way. I'd take the long route home. There's a bit of a, well, it's not really a green, it is a green lane. It is a green lane up here. We had a lot of rain overnight, so the road's a bit, well, track. This is not a green lane, this is actually the road I'm on now. Lots of rubbish in the road. Got me new tyres on. It's alright until you meet something coming the other way. Hope everybody's well. I've not really been out on the bikes that much, to be honest with you. There we go, a little bit of a green lane. I mean, there is houses up here, so it's not really a... Well, it is a green lane, of course it is, but it's a little byway through from one part of town to another. The wife has not been well. She's all right. She's not unwell. She's just got a bad knee. So really, it's put pay to quite a few of my outings at the moment on the bike. I can only get out for an hour or two because I'm sort of basically looking after the dog and doing other stuff. And she's having some physio now, so on it. So we don't really know what's up with it. Could be just arthritis or don't know. The wife suffers with MS, so it's a bit of a. Sometimes she gets these things and causes a problem, and obviously, you know, can't really get out on the bike so much, but I've got plenty of lanes around me. It's amazing, down in Cornwall there's lots of these little lanes. They're not really marked as proper roads or anything, and they're not even byways, they're just unmarked roads and private roads. And I think a lot of them in Cornwall were like interconnecting the industrial areas, because obviously there's lots of mines and stuff like that around here and clay workings. So now we're coming into a place called Troon, T-R-O-O-N, which is just outside St Austell. Now, if I remember rightly, that bungalow there on the left there, the guy's an old boy, he's a lovely fellow. I delivered to him when he's on the supermarkets. And in his workshop at the back he's got some lovely old lorries and trailers and tractors and stuff like that. He does a lot of shows and stuff. I might actually go to a place called St Morgan over near Morgan Porth on Sunday if the weather's okay. There's a steam engine rally there this weekend, and it's quite a decent one, to be honest. So whether I'll get a chance to get over there or not, I don't know. I'm hoping this van's going to clear off. Oh, I don't want to follow him down the road all the way. No, he's stopping. That's alright, that's good. So yeah, we're just sort of skirting around the edge of St Austell. He's a fit old boy there on that bike. Tell you what, he's done well coming up here because it's bloody steep, this hill. know if you can see it in front, you might not see it, pick it up on the camera. There's a chimney in front straight away, there's another mine there. It's like I say, it's littered with mines all over here around here. To my left, that's goes into a cycle path and part of the clay trails which run around here, which is really nice. I walk, like some of my other videos, you see walking the dog on those. I do cycle them as well, but it's just getting the time to get out. I'm actually, just going under a nice viaduct as well. I'm actually thinking of getting an e-bike. One of my neighbours, their son, has got a really good one. Cost a lot of money when they bought it new, which they might be selling because he can't ride it. He's got a bad hip. So I don't know. I might buy it off him. It's just it's still quite a bit of money for an electric bike, and I know they're just so expensive. There's tent in there, so it's a bit random. I mean, this bike is a hay bike, and I think it cost 3,600 new. He's not had it long. I don't think he's probably not done 20 or 30 miles on it. So I think they're asking about 1,700 quid for it or something. It's quite a lot of money, obviously. I could buy another motorbike for that. Well, I've got the BMW project at home, which I'm trying to save really. I'm messing around with the carburettors at the moment. I've stripped them all down, managed to get them all to bits, and I've cleaned them all up. I'm spending a bit of money on it, but I'm not spending much. I'm trying to keep the costs down, because obviously if I find out that I've had it running, but I want to make sure it runs okay, and then I'll get an MOT on it and just sell it to someone for a winter hack. Cause a lot of it's not bad actually, but what's happened, someone's left it out in the elements, and of course we live near the sea, and it doesn't do bikes any good really. So we're just coming into St Austell now, so heading back to my place. Chinese on the left here is not bad. Although I haven't been there. I've been told it's not bad. I was actually at one point thinking of selling the Himalayan, and it's sort of like one of those sort of bikes that I've got it, and I think to myself, oh, should I get a different bike? I wouldn't mind something with a bit more power. I've obviously got Betty the 350, the classic 350s. Oh no, I shouldn't do that, but I'm going to do it. But I really like both of them, and I use them quite a bit. So for me, and my riding sort of, it's mostly day trips out, and I like my history, so I like going places and wandering around, and I've got the Himalayan I can do a bit of camping on and put stuff on it and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to keep the boat. I mean, I like them too much. Also, I've got this one for the Himalayan for the winter, bit of off-roading. It's a bit of a dual bike. It's not very quick. It's a bit like a Land Rover, really. Nothing. That's how I describe it. It's like obviously a lot cheaper than a Land Rover, but it's a Land Rover in my view. The way it is, it's quite industrial, but it's easy to work on. Pretty easy to work on. You can figure out most things. Has its quirks, obviously. I've done 4,100 miles basically on her now, so, and I bought him with 650 miles on the clock. So yeah, I've done a fair bit. on the whole, I'm really pleased with it. I'm really pleased with both my Enfields. I know on the forums and stuff like that, Facebook pages, people say, well, there's problems with them. My view, the only thing with the Royal Enfields is these, like the Himalayan and the 350 Classic, is the lack of power at the top end. But they both do the legal speed limit. It's just, you know, you'd like something sometimes. Us bikers, we like something with lots of power and a big engine occasionally. But and like I say, I've had big bikes, so I do miss that a little bit in the past. But I'm 63 years old now, so how fast do I want to go? I'm in no rush to race towards the grave, as they say, so I can take my time. Looks like the fire station's got stuff going on. Now I'm going to have to tell the grandkids. But yeah, I really like the Himalayan. I mean, it's I say it does everything I could do. It's cheap to run, and same as a classic 350. It is pretty cheap to run as well. Again, and like I said to someone the other day, I've got both bikes. What they cost me second hand, one with 11 miles on the clock, a 22 plate classic 350, and this one is a 2019. You know, for less than half the price of a new bike. A lot, you know, bigger bike. So, but hey, yeah, it's rained a lot overnight, so I don't know what weather's going to be like today. Showers, I think, is what they've said. I'll tell you what, down there in Nightmare, I was working last night. Roadworks everywhere, traffic lights, you know, and it's just a lot of the time there doesn't seem to be any reason for all these roadworks. There's no one working there a lot of times. It just drives me around the twist. That's an interesting bike. It looks like an electric bike. I don't know what it was. I only would see that on the camera. Couldn't hear the engine, so it must be an electric. We're down Land's End a few weeks ago, and there was someone down there with a Harley Davidson electric bike. I think they're nearly 30 grand. Jesus. There's Peter just trying to pull away in third gear. Just down the road from me, the Brit, they've got a custom bike show on. It's lots of choppers and stuff like that sort of type thing, cruisers. Got live bands on as well down there, so, but I just don't think I'm going to get a chance to go down there. It's about a tenner to go in or something, so not really my cup of tea. It's not the sort of thing I'm into, to be honest. I mean, they're fantastic looking bikes, some of them, and some of the people, I mean, they're kept in beautiful condition. But just not really my cup of tea. I prefer the old classic style of bikes. I like the adventure bikes as well, but I prefer classic styling of bike. I must admit, I think when the 450 comes out, the new one, I'm sort of leaning to get. I'm definitely going to try one out and see what they're like. I haven't seen one close up, so I definitely want to have a look and see what they're like. I thought about getting a Super Meteor, but I've gone against that because again, that's a cruiser really. I just don't think I'd use it. I think I'd buy it and not use it. But the 450 Himalayan, I think I'm going to give that a look. But Exeter Rider, he's got, I think it's the Benelli. I think that's a cracking deal they're doing on that TR. I know it's a Chinese engine, but it's Italian style and Italian design, etc., etc. But it's a cracking looking bike, and at the moment you can buy it, you get it with all the Givey luggage as well in the deal for £6,000. I mean, bloody hell, it seems a good bike, and they've sold out thousands of them in Europe. There's a couple of people on YouTube go all over the place with it, and I know he's not had, but then Nathan's got one in Vogue, because that's another Chinese built bike. And get in the right gear, Peter, come on, concentrate. And that, he's been all over the place with that, all over the Alps and the Pyrenees on the Vogue. It seems a cracking bike, hasn't let him down for what he. I think Nathan gives the bike a bit of stick, save time, and if you, as they say, keep rubber side down and all that if you're on your bike. And I hope you enjoy the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing and all that good stuff.